Have you ever tried to relax, but your mind refused to slow down? You lie down, close your eyes, and tell yourself, I should let this go. But then your brain starts again, replaying conversations and imagining what could happen next. You think about what you said, what they meant, and what you should have done differently. And the harder you try to stop thinking, the louder your thoughts seem to become. This is why overthinking can feel so exhausting. It gives your mind no real relief. But overthinking does not mean you are weak, broken, or unable to control yourself. Sometimes, overthinking is your brain trying to protect you the only way it knows. To understand why you keep overthinking, we need to understand what your mind is trying to do. Because beneath the noise, your brain may be asking for safety, clarity, or rest. Your brain is designed to look ahead and predict what might happen next. It tries to notice possible problems, prepare for them, and keep you from being surprised. This can be helpful when there is a real problem you can actually solve. But when there is no clear answer, your brain may keep searching anyway. That is when normal thinking can slowly turn into overthinking. Your mind starts asking, what if this happens? And what if I miss something? Underneath those questions, your brain may be trying to create a feeling of safety. It believes that if it thinks enough, maybe nothing painful will catch you off guard. But repeated thinking is not always the same as real protection. Sometimes, it only keeps your nervous system alert, tense, and unable to fully rest. You are not weak for having these thoughts. Your brain is trying to help. It just may be using a method that no longer brings you peace. Another reason you overthink is because uncertainty can feel deeply uncomfortable. Your mind wants answers. It wants closure. It wants to know what happens next. But life often gives you unclear signals, unfinished conversations, and situations you cannot control. So your brain tries to fill in the blanks by creating possible outcomes. It replays small details and searches for hidden meaning in someone's tone or silence. You may think you are just being careful, but your mind wants certainty. It is trying to escape the discomfort of not knowing. But overthinking does not always give you clarity. Sometimes, it creates more fear. You imagine one possibility, then another, until your mind feels crowded. Each new possibility can make you feel even less settled than before. A calmer mind is not a mind that knows every answer. A calmer mind can say, I do not know yet, but I can still be okay. Overthinking often feels productive because your mind is working so hard. You analyze the situation, review every detail, and try to predict every outcome. Because your brain is active, it can feel like you are making progress. But thinking and solving are not always the same thing. Solving moves you toward one clear next step you can actually take. Overthinking keeps you circling around the same problem without relief. There is a difference between what can I do now and what if everything goes wrong. One question leads to action, the other often leads to more fear. That is why you can think for hours and still feel stuck. Your brain is working hard, but it is not really moving forward. It is like walking in a circle and wondering why nothing changes. So ask yourself, is this thought helping me take one clear step? Or is it pulling me back into the same mental loop again? Sometimes, overthinking is not really about the situation in front of you. It may come from what your mind learned during stressful seasons. If you lived with pressure, criticism, disappointment, or emotional uncertainty, your brain adapted. It may have learned that relaxing too soon was not safe. It may have learned to scan for problems before they happened. So even when life is calmer, your mind may still stay on guard. This does not mean you are dramatic, broken, or too sensitive. It may mean your nervous system is used to being alert. Overthinking can become a habit of protection your brain learned over time. But what helped you survive stress may not help you live peacefully now. At some point, your brain needs to learn a new message. I do not have to stay tense in order to stay safe. Every time you pause and breathe, you teach your mind that calm is allowed. Your mind does not like unfinished things, especially unfinished emotional moments. An unanswered message, a strange look, or a conversation that ended badly can stay open. So your brain keeps returning to it, trying to finish what feels unfinished. It replays what happened and imagines what you could have said differently. It tries to understand why someone acted the way they did. But sometimes, the closure you want is not available right away. Sometimes, another person will not explain, apologize, or give you a clear answer. And sometimes, your mind keeps searching for an answer the moment cannot give. This hurts because your brain believes understanding everything will finally bring peace. But peace does not always come from having every answer. Sometimes, peace begins when you stop reopening what you cannot fully control. You can say, "I do not have complete closure, but I can protect my peace today." That is not giving up. That is choosing not to keep hurting yourself. The way to stop overthinking is not to attack your thoughts. When you say, "Stop thinking," your mind often fights even harder. A gentler way is to notice the loop without becoming part of it. First, name what is happening. This is overthinking. My brain is trying to protect me. That simple sentence creates space between you and the thought. Then bring your attention back to something real in the present moment. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice your breath. Look around the room. Name one thing you can see, hear, or touch right now. Your body lives in the present, even when your mind is trapped elsewhere. Next, choose one small action that brings you back into real life. Write down the next step. Drink water, walk slowly, or rest for 5 minutes. Overthinking grows when everything stays inside your head. Small action helps your mind return to the world in front of you. And if there is nothing to do, gently tell yourself this: "This is not mine to solve in this moment." Overthinking is exhausting because your mind is not just thinking too much. It may be trying to protect you, find certainty, and prevent emotional pain. So instead of judging yourself, try to understand what your mind needs. Maybe it needs safety. Maybe it needs clarity. Maybe it needs real rest. The goal is not to stop being a thoughtful person. A thoughtful mind can be a beautiful thing when it is not trapped, but your mind was not made to live inside an endless loop. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed not to solve everything tonight. You are allowed to return to this moment, one breath at a time. And maybe the real question is not only why you keep overthinking. Maybe the deeper question is why your brain will not calm down. Even when nothing is happening, why does your mind still stay alert? That is what we need to understand next.